supported Trump all the way through. Looks like he might come up short. I'm just curious. I mean, I know that was your personal support, and you guys have a long, lengthy relationship. Is the flip side, is there any concern if Biden does win that there'll be any negative impact to the UFC or the business or anything like that?
In what way?
I don't know. I mean,
like Biden's going to come after me?
Yeah, you were so supportive of Trump that maybe they take aim at you.
I don't think Biden even knows who I am. I don't think Biden knows who Biden is. I had to do it. I don't think so. Who knows? I don't know.
Dana, just going to some of these guys tonight, specifically the last 3 fights, their records, it's like 5-0, 2-0, but their talent for how few fights they've had is unbelievable. Is it still trippy to you to see how good people are getting in this sport as early as they're getting?
Yeah. And especially, like we were saying earlier, a guy coming in that's just 2-0 and putting on a performance like that, yeah, it's impressive. But as the sport continues to grow, there's more and more money in it. Kids that would have played other sports become fighters. You're going to see the level of talent just get better and better and better every year.
Does that make it then even more of a kick in the teeth that, as you said, we're about to have a lull in that because of the pandemic?
We've had nothing but kicks in the teeth this year. So, I mean, it's just the fact that, we've been able to operate the way that we have. I mean, what's this, Lene, our 34th or 35th fight since the pandemic? 35th fight since the pandemic started. We put on 35 events through this pandemic. So I'll take it. I'll take all the wins I can get.
Congrats.
Thanks. Good night, you guys. Thank you.
Congratulations on the victory and, of course, the UFC contract. What's the feeling like for you right now?
Pretty cool. I'm happy that I won. Happy that I got a contract, and it just means I get to punch other people.
Fair enough. How did you feel about your performance overall? Because it didn't look like you got hurt, but you did have to survive a little bit of an early storm, right?
Yeah, no. It was a last-minute change-up, so that kind of threw me off. Plus the initial push of it was already like a 10-week camp push, and then it was another 8 weeks, and then 4 days later it's like, hey, you got a new opponent. I'm like, oh fuck. So I was like, all right. We watched the video. We're like, all right, this guy's gonna go good 90 seconds to 2 minutes, and then there was one part early on I clinched up with him. I'm like, oh, I won this fight. I was like, I'm gonna just let him tire him out, try to hit me, block those shots with my face, like the pros do, and took him down and hit him, and then they was like, no more. I was like, all right, cool.
You don't strike me as a guy that overthinks things much, but I mean, when you're ready for this opportunity and you get a last-second opponent change like that, does that mess with you at all to think, God, now I got to deal with this variable?
No, I actually, for some reason, I enjoy last-minute fights because I do overthink in camp, like, oh shit, did I practice hard enough? Is this good enough? Is it, fuck this, that, and it just scrambles my brain. And then they're like, hey, you got a new opponent. I'm like, fuck, I don't have time to worry about all the ifs, ands, or whats. Let's just see what this guy's weak at and try to exploit it.
Last thing for me, couldn't hear your interview inside in the Apex, but it sounded like you called out Sergey Spivak for your first fight. That's who you'd like to meet up with first. Why is that the fight for you?
He ran from me in the regional circuit. I don't know if it was him or his coaches, but I was offered a fight with him. I accepted on a 6-week notice. I was like, I'm down. Then a week later, I got a call. They don't want to fight you. So, yeah, I would like to fight him. I mean, but I don't give a fuck who I fight. They throw me to him. I would like I said, Tom Asplin, Darren Till's partner, just because I want to hear him shit talk, or at least Darren Till shit talk for him. That's going to just be hilarious for me. But I'll take fucking anyone. I'm going to try to avoid Greg Hardy because I feel like that would be an easy fight for me. So I'm just trying to move through the brackets and make a name for myself with real fighters.
Just one from me. You mentioned how your head is so hard and people break their hands on it like the professionals. Do you do anything to strengthen your head, or is that just natural?
That's just natural, that Norwegian blood that flows through me. And just big headedness. That's all. And I mean, I practice on breaking Sam's hands with my head all the time. I mean, those last few fights, his hands are sore because of my head. I mean, my bad, Sam. Love you.
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Apologize. Congratulations. Obviously a big moment for you. What's the emotion like for you right now after getting the UFC deal?
God, I can't explain it. It's an incredible feeling. It's been so long for me to get here, and finally I got the job done tonight, and I feel great right now.
It was an exciting fight. Dana came in here and even said it was a well-matched fight. So, I mean, what did you think about how the fight was playing out versus your expectations?
I thought he was going to come at me a little more aggressive with more strikes, maybe even some takedowns, and that kind of made me a little hesitant that first round and second round. But I knew I was picking him apart, so once we got to that third round, I felt great. My cardio felt great, and I said, I'm going to go out there and I'm just going to leave it all in the cage in the third round.
I was going to say, it really did look like you came out energized to start the third. So in your head, was it like, it's imperative I get a finish, or I know I'm not going to be tired? Like, what clicked that you said, I can go full speed now?
Yeah, well, I felt great, so I was like, this is the Contender series, so I'm gonna leave it out right now. I'm gonna go for that finish. Yeah, and I knew he was wearing down, so I felt it. So I went out there and I was just gonna look for the finish, and he caused that round.
In the final sequence, I mean, obviously your punches were slick, your jab was working, but you snuck in a couple of front kicks as well. I mean, what were you thinking at that point? And is that like a series of combination that you've used throughout your career?
Not really. I really don't throw front kicks to the head. Maybe just a little teep to the body. During practice, I'll throw those and I'll catch someone's elbow and end up hurting my toe. So I kind of stay away from those here and there. But I just knew it was the right thing to throw at that moment, so I did it.
Did it, as slick as it was, did it piss you off that it was probably the second best front kick finish of the night?
Yeah, yeah. I saw that the guy who fought after me, but I was like, oh damn, yeah.
Fair enough. Well, you made it in nonetheless. Give us the idea. What's next? What for you? Is there an opponent that makes sense for you? Is there a debut date that makes sense for you? What would you like to do for UFC debut?
I just like to go back. I have a full-time job, so I'd like to. It's a warehouse job, so it's peak season right now, holidays. I'll probably go back, work for a little bit, still train, and talk to my team and figure out what we're gonna do next.
Is that the last thing for me? Is that a job you think you'll keep, like, for your career or for a while, or what's the plan?
No, it's just a little warehouse gig that I've been doing, and it's helped me out working and training. But yeah, here in a few months, I won't be working there no more. Thanks.
Nacio, congratulations on a very, very impressive finish. I see the smile, but explain how you're feeling right now.
Nah, I'm feeling awesome. Look at this. It looks good on me. I'm living my best life. I'm so blessed right now. So I just want to say thank you, Jesus, for everything.
So you're getting ready for this fight, big opportunity. Your opponent misses weight pretty significantly. Did you have any concerns or thoughts about what's going on with this guy?
No, I don't know, but I was here to fight. So I was going to fight no matter what, whatever people I want to fight. So I was ready to fight, and that's what I do.
He came out very aggressively, probably understandably. He probably didn't have a full gas tank. But were you surprised by the way the fight was playing out, or by his aggression?
No, we see this fight a lot of time on my mind with my coaches. All happened what we trained for. So we was ready for everything he got.
Your movement was great. The straight punches were great, but it was the front kick that got it done. Is that something that you thought might work tonight, or did that just happen in the spur of the moment?
I don't know. I just see his head a little bit down, so I say, why we can't keep it up with a kick? Why not?
Was that the best knockout of your career so far?
Right now is the more important one.
And last thing for me, give me an idea of what comes next. I mean, do you have an opponent that you want to fight, a date? I mean, do you want to fight in Vegas, maybe when they go back to Abu Dhabi? What's the plan for you?
I'm ready for whatever this promotion wants for me. I'm going to be ready for whatever they want. If they want me to fight here, they want me to fight here, I'm going to be ready. That's what I do. I stay ready the whole time.
Have you started getting any messages from back home yet? Or is it
Oh,
popular?
yeah. My family already talked to me. Everybody happy seeing the fight on my house. Right there is already like 2 of the morning, so I make everybody go late to bed today.
Is it important to represent your country? I feel like it's kind of an emerging market in terms of MMA.
Yeah. I'm always happy to be representing my people, and I think it's gonna be a good thing for my country right now. There are no crossing the good times right now because of the pandemic and everything. So I think this is gonna be a little push for my people to keep fighting and show the power the Latin people they got.
Felicidades, Ignacio. O sea, un mensaje, por favor, ya que hablaste un poquito de ello, para tu fanaticada latina que está hablando, viéndote y que representas a Chile, porque no hay tantos peleadores de arte marcial mixta chilenos.
No, le quería decir muchas gracias a mi gente por siempre apoyarme, y no solo mi gente chilena que siempre me está apoyando, sino que la gente en México. Peleé muchas veces en México, así que tengo mucho público ahí, mis coaches son mexicanos, así que nada, toda la gente latina, seguir luchando y demostrar el poder que tenemos, ese fuego intenso que tenemos desde adentro que siempre mostramos en las peleas.
Gracias. Y puedes hablar un poquito nomás sobre cómo pudiste finalizar a tu oponente. ¿Cómo viste en cada round tras round esa estrategia? ¿Es algo que tenías en mente o hiciste el ajuste durante la pelea?
Yo estaba listo para lo que sea que él me fuera a tirar. Yo solo estaba buscando mi golpe como un sniper, buscando mi oportunidad, y la vi, la aproveché.
Muy bien, gracias. La jaula.
Nada, muchas gracias a ti.
Carlos, congratulations. I know you're on a team that's doing a lot of big things right now, but for you personally, getting into the UFC, I'm sure is a big moment. So how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, it's definitely a big moment for me. It's been a long time coming, and I do have an amazing team. So I'm grateful that I have my boys who are my my speakers for me when I'm in the octagon, and they definitely did a great deal in building my confidence during this trip. So I'm grateful.
I wonder what it's like working with that squad of guys, preparing for yourself. Because, right, you're just 2 fights into your MMA career when you step in here, but knowing that you're in the gym every day with guys of that quality, I mean, does that help you know that I'm not guessing I might be ready here, like I know I'm ready here?
Yeah, 100%. I'm 4-0, but now 5-0, 5-0. So, but no, it's definitely a confidence booster when I have my teammates who do exceptionally well, and I'm looking forward to what's next. But it's going to be a challenging road, so it won't stop here. I'll head back home. I've got a quarantine to do for 2 weeks back home in New Zealand, and I'll focus on building to the top.
Clearly, you had a reputation coming in here. He didn't show much respect to that reputation, came straight at you. Was that the type of fight that you were expecting from him?
I think it definitely was the type of fight that I was expecting. He's a bit older, and I think he had a bit of. Oh, I felt his energy when I was in the weigh-ins, and I knew he was going to come out wanting to get that contract, and I was lucky enough to have the side that I have to remind me how to pick my shots and take my time.
You touched on it being, I apologize, 5-0. Still very early in your MMA career, though, right? I mean, is that? I mean, how do you see your career progressing at the highest level of the sport? I mean, do you feel like you're a guy that can come in and run through the ranks in quick fashion, or do you feel like you still want to develop a little bit and feel yourself a little bit more?
Oh, I know I have it in me to become to be in the top, but it'll just mean a lot of training and a lot of improvement for myself. So I won't come in here thinking that this is my octagon, but I'm gonna work my way towards it.
Yeah. There's another guy on your team that had a pretty extensive kickboxing background and did okay in mixed martial arts once he stepped in. I'm curious. I mean, do you want to be linked to Israel and kind of compared to him as you make your way up, or do you feel like, hey, I hope people don't make that and just let me do my own thing?
Oh, well, we're all a team, and we're a team where we have the culture that we have, and we resemble with each other, so it's good.
Last thing for me, give me an idea of what makes sense for your UFC debut. I mean, do you want to wait until maybe they go back to Abu Dhabi in January, February, so you don't have to mess with this whole quarantine thing? Or are you willing to make the trip back over here to Vegas and get in soon? Is there a name that makes sense? What makes sense for your debut?
Well, it's just myself. I'll go back home, and I'll get back to training. There's, like I said, it doesn't end here. I'll go back and focus on working and improving, and this is it now. So now that I've got, this is my full-time job now, so I'm going to focus and go hard at it.
What's up, man? It's mentioned on the broadcast that you've had a history in other athletics. I was wondering, has that helped you transition into this sport in particular, or is this something that was totally new to you?
Definitely, it's rugby. Rugby was the national sport, and I think it definitely helped with my abilities in the octagon today.
Cool. We've heard Dana White describe you as it. We heard Laura Sanko describe you as it. You're a very handsome man. Does that therefore mean it's important for you to go and beat Luke Rockhold and become the most handsome light heavyweight in the UFC?
I won't go that far. I don't know.
Fair enough. Congrats, man. Well
Thank
done.
you so much.